Ms. Smith,
Yes.
in the precursor to the Gonzalez case, the
Yes.
case of Stenberg versus Carhart, Justice Kennedy dissented from the decision to strike down the partial birth abortion ban, which was later upheld in the Gonzalez case in a different ban.
A different version, yes.
That's right. He described at length the testimony provided by abortionist Leroy Carhart about the alternate D&E method or dismemberment procedure. The fetus can be alive at the beginning of the dismemberment process and can survive for a time while its limbs are being torn off. Dr. Carhart agreed that when you pull out a piece of the fetus, let's say an arm or a leg, and remove that, at the time just prior to removal of the portion of the fetus is alive. Dr. Carhart also has observed fetal heartbeat via ultrasound with extensive parts of the fetus removed, and testified that mere dismemberment of a limb does not always cause death because he knows a physician who removed the arm of a fetus only to have the fetus go on to be born as a living child with one arm. At the conclusion of a D&E abortion, no intact fetus remains. In Dr. Carhart's words, the abortionist is left with a tray full of pieces. Justice Kennedy said, the fetus, in many cases, dies just as a human adult or child would. It bleeds to death as it is torn from limb. Ms. Smith, do you believe this practice represents a humane way to die?
Let me separate, which I think something that's getting confused here in this hearing again and again, which is procedures performed on pre-viable fetuses and procedures that are performed on viable fetuses. Both of the women here on this panel are here today because they were viable at the time the procedures were performed. What you're talking about is pre-viability procedures performed on a fetus that cannot survive outside.
Maybe not. Justice Kennedy was talking about a child that was born alive with only one arm because the other had been pulled off already in the abortion procedure. My question to you is, are you going to answer it, is this a humane way to die?
I believe for a fetus, pre-viable fetus, yes, a D&E procedure is a very humane procedure, and it protects the woman and her health and safety more than any other procedure. And in fact, it was substituted
Ms. Smith,
for the
I'm going to
saline
reclaim my time
procedure.
and just say that I have to say that your view of humanity and mine are different.
I think,
and I will ask Ms. Justin and Mr. Bopp and Ms. Oden very quickly if you support, because you've already answered this question, if you support the Pain-Capable Abortion Act that has passed the House of Representatives and is awaiting action in the United States Senate. Mr. Bopp?
Yes, it is necessary for a number of reasons and pertinent to this.
It would prevent many of the instances I just described to the three of you, would it not?
It would, and could also prevent some of the instances, because we don't know for sure the gestational length of the child in some of the instances in the videos, but it could have also prevent some of them.
Correct. Ms. Jessen?
I'm speechless with Ms. Smith's reply that she thinks that's a humane way to die. I support.
Ms. Oden?
Yes, I too support the Pain Capable Act, and I want to make it clear, though, I want abortion to be unthinkable in our country. I want us to not even have to have a conversation about another act.
Thank you. I agree.